Alright, here we go again. If you are new to the channel, the 3 simple rules are no blah blah intro, no pausing, some yada yada at the end. And yes, those of you who have seen my post in the community tab about the Rockbusters quiz, the initials were MJ. The answer was might kill Jack's son. Some of you got it, so it works. Okay? It works. That's Karl's logic. And yes, you get to win some crap in a jiffy bag, but I may get the address wrong when I send it to you. Anyway, we continue with, oh god, the finale of series 3. Oh god, I think I've done maybe like 81 of these. I think this is number 81. Oof, okay. Anyway, simply titled The Last Show of Series 3. Lego.
Fortune Faded by Red Hot Chili Peppers on XFM 104.9 with Ricky Gervais, Stephen Merchant and Karl Pilkington for the last time.
Yes, we've said that before, of course. So don't get your hopes up.
Yeah, we've had some highs, some lows, some laughs, some tears. Karl, you concentrating?
Lots of tears, mainly from the audiences.
Yeah. Now, before we get into that, before we get into talking about maybe some of the hijinks we've had, looking back, looking forward as well.
Yeah.
I came in, Karl was sitting at the desk, he went, alright? I went, alright, yeah. He went, see that Alan Clark diaries? I went, no, I didn't. He went, no, a lot of people talking about it. He went, I've never kept a diary. Keeping a diary will always get you into trouble. And I said, like Anne Frank. What did you say, Karl?
The woman in the cupboard?
That's what he said.
The woman in the cupboard.
And I went, save it. Save it.
You never speak to Karl off air. Save it all from when we're on the wireless.
He went, but what did she do? What did she do except be in a cupboard? What did she have to write about? And I said, well, her thoughts. Do you know Anne Frank?
That's all I know about Anne is. There's no point pretending it. That I know stuff.
Yeah.
Right,
well, tell us everything you know about Anne Frank.
she was in a cupboard.
If
she didn't do that, I wouldn't know about her, seriously. That's all I know about her.
Yeah.
So what did she do?
But how do you think we know about we know about her cupboard because of her book, don't we?
But hang on, what in the bigger scheme of things, why was she in a cupboard?
I don't know.
Right.
I honestly don't know.
You don't know anything else about Anne Frank beyond the fact that, to quote you, she was in a cupboard.
Well, what's she done then? You tell me, why should I know more about her?
Firstly, I don't think she was in a cupboard.
She wasn't in a cupboard. She was in an attic.
Alright.
Yeah.
So what was she doing?
She was hiding from the
Tidying
Nazis. She was hiding from the Nazis.
But isn't that the first place they'd look? Sort of work from the top down.
Carl, they weren't specifically looking for Anne Frank.
They weren't going, where is she?
Where's Franker?
If she gets that book out, we are in the deep shit. We've got to stop the book. They were just looking generally.
Amazing.
She was, I think she was 13, 14, she was hiding, she was Jewish and she was hiding, lived in Amsterdam, didn't she?
Yeah, as much of her family were having to hide, being helped by, you know, friends, non-Jewish.
In a cupboard. The cupboards, you know.
And how long did she sort of hide up there for?
Until she was caught.
Long enough to write a book.
So she even got caught after all that?
What do you mean, so she even got caught? We're talking about one of the great, you know, humanist tragedies of our times, and you're going, she couldn't even stay hidden.
What do you mean, did she get caught?
No, I'm just saying, like, you know, it's not a great tip then, is it? Do you know what I mean? She didn't do it well. She didn't hide until I escaped it. She got
diaries are not a manual on how to hide from people. It's not how to win at
I don't know anything about her, and we might be going down some ground that's a bit dodgy. I don't know enough about it. Maybe it's best just leaving it. All I was saying is diaries. You know, what do you do them for? Have you kept one, Steve?
Never kept a diary, no.
Right.
I can understand your fear that it might get discovered, someone might read it, find out all about your inner secrets. Of course, the good thing about you is you tell everyone what you think about them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but...
Yeah, no one's gonna find a diary and go, oh god.
I can't believe it, Karl doesn't like my haircut.
Yeah. Karl thinks I look like Dave Hill from Slade. Yeah, I told you that, didn't I? Yeah, I told you that.
Do you think they'll last, though, diaries and that? No, because they were a bit of a time killer, weren't they? It was something to do at the end of the day, whereas now there's iPods and that. You know what I mean?
It's fantastic! The
Do you know what I mean.
The iPod of Anne Frank.
Yeah.
No, but that's what I mean.
New from Sony. That would
Yeah.
be great, wouldn't it? All the greatest hits. Yeah. Oh.
Well,
dear.
leave that then. I didn't
Should
know
we
it was
leave
that deep. I thought it was just like a, you know,
You thought it was like, didn't you?
Adrian Mole type thing. What are we doing?
Oh. Oh. Oh.
Jeez.
Thorns from my favourite album of last year, that. And, I can't remember. We'll be doing a bit of that, playing some of our favourite songs. We've, got a couple of requests.
Oh,
in
really?
fact, yeah, one of them was celebrity requests. Matt Lucas from, Little Britain is listening in.
Oh, yeah.
So is it your last show? I said, yeah. I said, do you want me to play a record? Yes, what's your favourite group? Guess Matt Lucas's favourite group. Now remember, him and David are the new darlings of comedy.
Yeah.
They're cool, they're trendy, everyone loves Little Britain.
in the day,
They're comedy geniuses, they're only going to get bigger. What's his favourite group of all time?
That is tricky. Level 42.
No. Karl, have a guess.
Well, it's going to be something weird, isn't it, if you're saying this?
Well,
Ooh.
So, how old's the band?
they're probably about as old as him.
How old's he?
No. Oh, Karl, have a guess.
ABBA.
No, it's, why'd you say ABBA?
They're good, aren't they?
This is that's
No,
a good
it's
guess, actually.
the Proclaimers.
The Proclaimers?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. And I know he's listening, but, you know.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with the Proclaimers, I just can't imagine anyone getting that excited about them.
I bet that's why he likes you. Because you hang out with him, don't you?
I do hang out with him.
He thinks he's,
yeah.
it's like the closest thing he
Yeah.
can, he knows one of the Proclaimers.
Wait till he meets my twin brother.
Yeah, yeah, he's gonna have a field day,
He
isn't
won't
he?
believe it.
Yeah. So I was honest, I said, I can't play the Proclaimers, but we're playing another.
Where did they come? Because I don't really remember the Proclaimers particularly from when I was young.
Well, let me give you a little blast. I give a little, but in two-part harmony.
Of course.
That was the
But
main
they were
thing.
very popular for a while, weren't they?
I think they had sort of 3 big hits in
Yeah.
sort of about 1980. When was it?
Yeah. Oh, I forget.
80s.
Scottish. They did sing in Scottish accents, which I thought was quite refreshing. They didn't
Yeah.
do the fake American thing.
No, that was good. Yeah.
But again, I just can't imagine sort of being in that. When would I be in the mood to put on a Proclaimers record?
When you've run out of Crankies stuff, I
I
suppose.
guess so, yeah.
If you've played all your Crankies records,
Yeah.
there's
And
you
the
know,
Muppets album.
Yeah, pop on the Proclaimers. Now we were talking before the break about Anne Frank in her cupboard.
Yes. Yes.
Now
I'm still a little bit concerned that Karl's not quite got his head around Anne Frank's diary.
Yeah.
It's not like a children's book. It's not like The Lion, Anne Frank and the Wardrobe.
no,
She doesn't
no.
go into a fantasy land when she goes into the attic.
I'm just
I don't think Karl
glad
would even
that
get the children's
old Mother
stories.
Hubbard didn't help the Nazis,
Sure.
because that's the first place she'd have looked.
Yeah.
Isn't it? The Nazis go, we've got on with her, but she thinks she knows where she is.
Yeah.
She'd have gone straight there.
I think with Hubbard, it's like, if I just briefly, you mentioned Hubbard. Now Hubbard goes to the cupboard to get, I can't remember exactly.
Her poor dog a bone.
She goes to get the dog
A bone. But when she got there,
The cupboard was bare.
cupboard was bare,
The poor
and
dog
so
had
the poor
none.
dog had
Is
none.
there more to that than because that's all I remember. Is there further verses? Does she finally get a bone? Does she go on an
Oh,
adventure?
what, you mean the second verse is, then she looked in the fridge and realised that's where she kept the bones,
Yeah.
and so the dog was laughing.
Exactly.
No, there isn't another verse.
There's not. That's all of it.
I think so. Oh, but no, went to the cupboard to get a bottle of bone. When she got there, the cupboard was bare, and so the poor dog had none.
none.
No, I think that's the end of it. I think it's a moral.
That's it, is
I think it's a moral that,
What's the moral?
Well, if you got a dog, keep some bones in the cupboard.
Right. Because I always, even as a kid, I remember thinking that it's quite a tragic sort of picture they paint. I imagine maybe she's
It's
lost her.
short, isn't it?
It is short.
It's
It's
over,
pithy.
isn't it? That's amazing.
But I always wondered whether perhaps she's had a nervous breakdown. Maybe her husband's died recently. She's just not got any food
She
in.
doesn't know- she's just
she doesn't
looking
really
in the
know what's
cupboard.
going on. The dog's yapping away. Eventually, she kind of wakes out of this kind of depressed stupor. She goes to the cupboard. There's nothing there. It's just a really depressing, morbid sort of tale. I don't know if maybe it's originated from something in history. I know that Jack and Jill went up the hill and they fell down again later.
That's a story about illicit lovers.
That was apparently based on that, and obviously Ring a Ring of Roses. It dates
Plague.
back to plague times, so I
Yeah.
don't know about Hubbard. Humpty
Was.
Dumpty, not so sure about this. Well, this is something I remember as a kid thinking, at what point was it decided that Humpty Dumpty was a giant Eggman?
I don't know.
Because there's nothing in the
mentioned
actual rhyme. There's no it's not Humpty Dumpty,
It's not
the Eggman's animal.
I don't know. My concern is more I mean, his parents were a little bit cruel, because if you are
Called
the
Dumpty.
Dumpties of, say, Surrey,
Yeah.
don't call your firstborn Humpty.
Yeah.
Because straight away, it's going to be embarrassing for him at school, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know what it... I'm just saying, I'm trying to go, is that it as well?
That's all of it.
Oh,
And
God.
also, I don't mean to be pedantic, because I know it's a children's
Is it
nursery
like an
rhyme.
Edward Lear thing, or... That's before
could
that,
be.
is it?
But I don't mean to be pedantic again, but if you've got a giant Eggman and he's fallen into bits,
Yeah.
you know, all the King's men, fine, they're there, they can piece that together
Yeah.
again. Don't send horses in.
No, because
That's just a whole eggy, horsey mess.
dexterous enough. They can't do- They're going to make it worse.
They're just going to be
They
standing
are
on
going to
it.
make it worse.
It's not a great
Just
idea.
standing on it, get the horse out of the way. No, he's definitely not.
But again, maybe I'm sure some of the, you know, the
It was
mental
probably,
people...
is it pre-Lewis Carroll or... If it's Lewis Carroll, it just came with the illustration.
I guess
that
so.
He gave it to someone to illustrate. I go, illustrate, I'm just Dumpty. He goes, we've made him an egg.
Yeah, a sort of egg with eyes and a face.
Yeah, that probably is. what happens
Because the
to
moral
humans.
of that is, if you're fragile,
If you're
an enormous egg,
Mr.
don't...
Dumpty, get down from the wall, I'll be fine.
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you what, there'll be no
That's the
medical...
way to happen.
Yeah.
Frankly.
I don't know, Karl, what was your favourite nursery rhyme when you were growing up?
Didn't really do that much reading as a kid.
You joking?
You surprised me.
What's the one with loads of people in a bed? What's that one?
Oh, there was one in the bed and the little one said, roll over. Yeah.
No, because that's not really even got a story to it, is it? That's
But
just...
hold on though, I'll stop you there. It doesn't even say people. It says there was 10 in the bed and the little one, little what? They could be anything. I don't know what they are. Roll over, and they all rolled over and one fell out. There was 9 in the bed and the little one said, roll over.
Now,
again.
where is the little one in the
I
bed?
don't know, but worse than that, what has he got over the other 9?
That you can demand they roll out the bed.
And why is no one getting back in?
Yeah, they're just
go,
lying on the floor.
We're here now.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But how does that end as well? Where's that going?
It goes on, there was one in the bed, and the little one said, again, he just says, presumably he's telling himself to roll over,
Yeah.
there was one in the bed, and there was a roll over. So he rolled over, and one fell out, that's him.
That's him.
There was none in the bed, and the little one said, roll over. So now he's calling the shots, presumably laying on
lying
the pile
there.
of other...
They're just still rolling around.
I don't know,
Can't keep
Karl.
up with these
We've got to
rhymes.
look into this. If anyone knows why Dumpty was an egg, if Hubbard eventually found a dog a bone, and what was the little one doing? What did the little one think he was doing, for God's sake?
When I saw my dad last year, he was telling me about a fella who's got some clothes you can see through.
Oh,
What's that one?
You don't mean the Emperor's New
Clothes.
Clothes.
Yeah, what's that one about?
Well, that's
was-
a genuinely good little parable, that.
Yeah, because it's now used for people
my
who are
God.
scared to sort of
Wait.
slag something off.
Is
because
Karl gonna get this?
It's sort of like really cool, and they don't want to be the one that shouts it, and then one person goes, hold on,
Very,
I've
very
seen
briefly,
through this.
Karl, very briefly, the king wants some new clothes, right? He's the king, he goes, who's gonna make me some new clothes? Various people come to me, says, I don't like that, it's not interesting enough. One guy, who's just a bit of a con artist, he comes along, he goes, I've made you this magic suit, look, and it's nothing. He
It's
goes, put it
invisible.
on, the king puts on nothing, because there is nothing, but thinks there's something, because, you know, he wants to buy into it and
And
everything.
he goes, it's the finest stitching. He goes, look at it, can you see it? They ask that only a genius can see how good this suit is. And the king goes, yeah, it's brilliant, yeah, it's great. And he goes out, and just, is it a woman or a little kid?
Well,
goes-
everyone's applauding it, they're going, you look great, even though his tackle's hanging out, he's, you know, it's nothing.
Even though he's got a king-size, sort of like bit of meat and 2 veg,
Yeah.
wobbling, dragging down the street.
Exactly. And then one little boy goes, he's not wearing anything.
The king is in the altogether. Know that one?
So, well, did anyone else buy one? Or was...
Okay, play record.
Play record, Karl.
Play record.
Karl,
I knew it.
play a song.
Jesus.
I knew it. A parable. Analogy. No, forget it. These things he will not
Travis,
understand.
right into reach you on XFM
Oh my God.
104.9.
Metaphor.
Right?
Forget it.
A couple of emails here, try and respond to our requests for nursery rhyme related information.
Oh, go on.
Nikki Williams says that she was at infant school and she had a nursery rhyme book, and in the book, and this may just be the illustrations, but apparently the 10 in the bed in there were small baby monkeys, which you'll be loving, Karl.
Oh.
But again, I suspect that might just be the illustration that accompanied
Yeah.
the...
I remember I had a book of nursery rhymes when I was little, and my brother, he was older than me, and I was about 5, so he was about 16. I remember him and his mate just absolutely cracking up, because it said, up Jack got and home did trot as fast as he could caper. He went to bed and bandaged his knob, N-O-B, with vinegar and brown paper. I've since found out that knob is like the old English for head, but I didn't know why they were laughing.
Of course.
They were just cracking up. This was, whenever one of my mates' brothers came around, he got, said, "Where's your nursery rhyme book?" And he'd read it to him.
Yeah.
And it was just the funniest thing in the world.
The brown paper and vinegar was a popular method, because didn't Jack and Jill use that? They used something similar.
No, that was Jack and Jill.
That was Jack and Jill.
Yeah, that's Jack when he broke his crown, which obviously, that means his head as well, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's fractured his skull on a sort of like an outcrop of rock.
Yeah.
And then,
Is that still used, the brown paper and vinegar?
I don't think it is.
I don't know, maybe Manchester they're still using that, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Tracy and John Burton say that they reckon Humpty Dumpty was actually a cannon that used to sit on the walls of the castle in Colchester where they lived.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that would make
Sat
a lot
on
more
a wall.
sense.
Had a great fall. The King's Will couldn't put hands together again. So he had they broke the cannon, or it meant it exploded.
Maybe the cannon fell apart.
Because people used to get blown up by cannons just doing it wrong, didn't they?
Sure.
Which is hoist by your own petard.
Right.
Where that comes from.
Right.
Coming back and blowing up in your face.
So that makes slightly more sense, because you would want to send for the King's Men then.
Yeah, and the horses.
I think the horses just came along anyway. They were just interested.
That was quicker.
Sure.
The quick King's Men, it took them about 3 minutes, with the horses there in about a minute. So, but I mean, if it blew up, there's nothing they could do.
Yeah.
So we got to the bottom of that. See, the educational, Karl. See, this is real education.
Educating, Ricky?
You know what I mean?
It's got a bit heavy though, doesn't it?
What, Humpty Dumpty? Yeah, it has got a little bit heavy. Let's dumb it down a little bit. What do you want to do? Mary Quite Contrary?
Let's go
We're
back
doing
down.
Rockbusters in a bit.
Yes.
Hang on a minute.
What?
Before you even get to Rockbusters, oh, man alive, there are loads more verses to Old Mother Hubbard.
Are there?
I'm going to digest these while we play the ads, and I'll see if there's any salient information I can give you afterwards.
Brilliant. Delays. Long time coming on XFM 104.9. With Ricky Gervais, Stephen Merchant and Karl Pilkington for the last time.
XFM 104.9.
Sad.
We've established that Hubbard went to the cupboard, Rick.
Yeah.
Get the dog a bone, the cupboard was empty.
Yeah.
As we all know. And
So the dog didn't have any. End of story. So the dog didn't have any.
Well, no,
Hold
wait.
on, go on. What?
It turns out there's what appears to be something like 15 other verses.
Not really.
Unbelievable. I'm not going to go through all of them, Rick.
Right. Any information?
Well, basically, I can tell you straight away that the dog initially had none.
Yeah.
She went to the baker's to buy him some bread. When she came back, the poor dog was dead.
Jeez.
Right, you're pretty upset about that.
Yeah.
She went to the joiner's to buy him a coffin. When she came back, the poor dog was laughing. I don't know what he's up to.
Right.
She took a clean dish to get him some tripe, but when she came back, he was smoking a pipe. I mean...
So the dog was winding her up then at the beginning, being dead.
I mean, he's pushing his luck. But especially if she's already depressed.
But do you know, if I was that dog, right, and I live with old Mother Hubbard, right, all that faffing around, I'd be going, I know there's no bones in the cupboard.
Exactly.
Right? What do you mean you're going to get me some bread? I'm a dog.
Yeah.
I'm not interested in bread. Get me some hamburgers.
Yeah.
So I think I'd start winding her up.
She went to the Our House to get him some beer. When she came back, the dog sat in a chair.
See, I'd have said the dog had turned queer.
Yeah.
Make it rhyme at least, and
does
also
it?
get a little, he's smoking a pipe, he's having a laugh.
I'm beginning to wonder
He's
if...
bent. He's bent.
I'm beginning to wonder if this is based on fact, though, in any way, because she went to the grocer's to buy him some fruit. When she came back, he was playing the flute.
He's gay.
No, it is the flute, it's not, now this, I didn't even know there was a goat involved. She went
no.
She went to the tailor's to buy him a coat. When she came back, he was riding the goat.
Yeah, there you go. Dirty
Okay,
little...
sounds filthy.
She went to the she went to the hatter's to buy him a hat. When she came back, he was feeding the cat.
I mean, I can't believe it. So I'm thinking the pipe's a crack pipe.
Hang on a minute. I think the gay thing's beginning to stand up.
Go on.
She went to the barber's to buy him a wig. When she came back...
He was having a frig.
He was dancing a jig. He's dancing a jig. You're dancing a jig.
That's nice.
He's dancing a jig, smoking a pipe, shagging a go.
This is a bit of left field one though. She went to the cobbler's to buy him some shoes.
Why does he need shoes? I bet they're high heels.
Wait a second though.
But
she went to the cobbler's to buy him some shoes. When she came back, you're never going to believe this.
What?
He was reading the news.
brilliant!
She went to the seamstress to buy him some linen. Again, don't know why. When she came back, the dog was a spinning.
Yeah.
She went to the hosier's to buy him some hose. When she came back, he was dressed in his clothes.
Why did she want to
But this is the big payoff that we've been building to.
Right.
The dame made a curtsy, the dog made a bow, the dame said, "Your servant," the dog said, "Bow wow."
Right.
I mean,
Okay.
you know...
I'm going to probably do a few more verses during the next
during
song.
the course of the show.
Yeah.
Listen, before we move on, I should just say that we've had various people saying what was in the bed and what was the final line of the bed thing.
Why do they care?
It's extraordinary, isn't it? We've talked about politics in the past, great music, we played great songs.
Yeah, we've got Monkey News coming up talking about politics.
But Danny's said that apparently it ends with one in the bed, little one said good night.
Because he was all happy, he had the bed to himself, and there's
But
9 of his mates piled on the floor.
Rick, but Ava counters that by saying, actually, one in the bed, the little one said, come back, because he felt lonely. So...
We're never going to get to the bottom of this.
I don't know, Rick.
This is the same as the Kennedy thing.
There's
loads of different opinions.
Conspiracy theories.
I know, we don't know what's going on. Bit of Jimmy Webb, big go. Jimmy Webb, Galveston, fantastic version on XFM, 104.9. You know what, Steve? I know, you know, people are going to miss the talk about little Chinese fellas, little gay fellas, little monkey fellas, and all that.
Yeah.
But I think they're going to miss some great tunes as well.
I'd hope so.
She went to the jeweller's to buy him a clock, but when she got back,
What was he sucking?
a choc ice.
Fine.
So,
Fine, respectable.
yeah.
Yeah, I sort of feel like, you know, one thing we've never done, Rick, is we've never pandered to people, but as it's the last show, we've got to give the audience what they want.
Right, what's this?
Well, yeah, and I was going to say things they don't want as well. You know, and, well, just basically to keep a smile on Karl's face. I say a smile, a sort of not quite a scowl.
Yeah, he never really smiles.
So, yeah, it's just really as a chance for him to have a go. It's like, you know, you indulge an annoying child.
The only time Karl laughs is for no apparent reason.
Yeah.
What do you think, like...
What do you mean?
Well, sometimes you'll go... and I know you'll be thinking of what a monkey could do.
Yeah, it's like people who've had electroshock therapy.
Yeah! Oh, it's such a tied down biting on something.
Yeah.
Biting on a big leather pad.
Let me just tell you briefly what the prizes are. It's
That
the number.
looks like a piece of shit.
Let me tell you, Ray, let me tell you. There's a number of mediocre CDs and DVDs.
That is real
But
tight.
mainly, what about this? It's the Lord of the Rings Collector's Edition.
Oh.
What, the movies you're thinking? No, it's the Radio 4 adaptation. It's only 14 hours long, Rick.
Oh, that is... Throw that away. Pop that in the bin.
That
is just... Pop it, either pop it in the bin or send it to some poor bastard who wins this quiz.
Exactly. If you're willing to take part in the quiz, you deserve 14 hours. You've been, like, wasted with that Tolkien trope. So...
Right.
Yeah, what are the clues then, Karl?
Right, as always, just, you know, cryptic clues and that. Initials of a band or an artist, work it out, win the stuff.
Yeah.
Email
only.
Yeah, rickygervais at xfm.co.uk. First clue is as follows. The Jamaican fella wrote a review for...
He's an accent.
It's the last show and the little Jamaican fella's made an appearance.
This normally suggests that you need to think of the answer in a Jamaican accent.
Yeah. Or not.
Yeah, or not.
Yeah, any accent.
Hang on.
Or an accent. Or pronounce the word slightly differently.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, go on.
The Jamaican fella wrote a review for Phoenix Nights. Alright?
Phoenix Nights?
Yeah.
DC is on the initials.
DC? D for Derek?
Yeah,
Okay.
DC. The Jamaican fella wrote a review for Phoenix Nights. That's the first one. Second one, there's 3 of them. Second one is, we should all vote for Paul Daniels, David Blaine, Copperfield, The Great Soprendo, Tommy Cooper, and Darren Brown. We should all vote for them. Why is that? What was...
I've just got the first
Why
one.
is that?
ES.
ES?
ES.
Okay.
And the
Yes.
last one, Steve, what did your dad
Maybe
do?
elect.
Huh?
Steve, what did my dad do?
What did your dad do?
Is that the question, or are you asking me?
Well, Ricky, what did your dad do?
Oh,
Can work on
anyway.
anyone. What did your dad do?
What did your
Right.
dad
That's
do?
E. Right?
E? Again with the E.
What
How
did
does he
your dad
find
do?
them?
Quickly again, the Jamaican fella wrote a review for Phoenix Nights. Right?
No, no.
DC. Second one, we should all vote for Paul Daniels, David Blaine,
yeah, yeah,
Copperfield,
so this
Grace
one gives me a
no, but
headache.
that's important. Right? ES, and the last one, you know, Steve, what did your dad do? Right?
Okay.
The initial E.
ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk. We don't want to speak to you. Please don't phone up.
Remember, you could win some Lord of the Rings tripe.
There's no more on XFM. Last Rockbusters ever, thank Christ.
Well, I doubt it's ever. There's another season left. Yeah. But they don't know that yet.
Thanks no more in their version of I'm Easy on XFM 104.9. Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, Karl Pilkington. Rick,
For the last time.
we've only really got 3 topics of discussion on this show. I think you agree with that.
Little Chinese fellas.
Little Chinese fellas,
Monkeys.
and
the gays.
the gay people.
Yeah.
We're hoping to cover all those subjects today. Monkey News is coming later. I'm sure we can find something to discuss about gay people.
We've done gays, we've done a few gays.
I suppose we talked about the dog thing.
Yeah, big time.
I think you'll be enjoyable. This is something that's got sent through to us. I'm not quite sure who by, but thanks very much for it. It's a story that was in the press recently. I'm not going to give you the headline. I think it gives away too much. I think, Karl, you'll be particularly interested in it. A farmer in eastern China,
There we go.
basically, he paid £1,300, or the Chinese equivalent, to marry a woman, and basically she refused to sleep with him after the wedding, complaining that she felt unwell. 6 days after the ceremony, she tried to run away, but the farmer followed her. He found her in some neighbouring town. They grappled together. The bogus bride's false breasts fell off.
And he's hard.
It
Not his hard up to his old tricks.
It wasn't his hard.
Trying to do another show in Chinese this time.
But it was a man.
Oh,
And
no.
apparently, it was an arranged marriage. I don't know who sorted that out.
Did he get his money back?
I think.
Because I think men are cheaper than women to marry in China. I think on this.
But yeah, I mean, you've got to be pretty simple not to realise that the person you're marrying's a bloke, surely.
Well, no, if he didn't have a little look, what was you know, in the back of the store? He just saw the shop window, sort of lovely little Chinese lady there.
Yeah.
Right. You know.
The lovely hair, real breasts.
Well, there's lumps where the breasts should be.
Yeah.
I can only assume they are breasts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. I'm not, you see women walking around going, "What are they, breasts, or are they, stealing sort of grapefruits?" No, they're
But wouldn't there have been a lot? I mean, wouldn't there be quite a sort of long initiation period when they
Not if it was,
first get introduced and so on?
Not if he put his money down. He came and they said, "Well, I want a bird quickly. Here's a grand.
Sure.
Get me one." They're not going to say, "Do you want real breasts?" Or they're just going to assume.
Sure.
Yeah, here's one.
Yeah.
Here's a little Chinese.
But who is
lady.
he paying? Where is he buying this woman from?
From the Chinese lady shop.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
So,
Yeah.
I think there's one in Chinatown, I think.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
not really a town.
Not exactly a town, more Novelty Street.
Yes.
And the roads are very slippery.
Very sticky.
I tell you what, though.
What?
I was looking at their menus when I was walking home. They don't waste anything, do they?
Why?
Duck's tongue on the menu.
Yeah, but it's better when you say it. Alright, duck's tongue. A duck's tongue, really?
You sure that wasn't the proprietor?
Coldplay, warning sign on XFM. 104.9. Karl, look at that. What is it? What is it?
An apple.
Right, okay. What am I doing to it?
You're messing with it.
Yeah, and what's happening to it?
It's gone up a bit.
Yeah! Would you kiss it for 100 quid?
Off
100 quid. Would you just kiss
No,
it?
I wouldn't.
Why?
Why would you?
100
What are we
quid?
doing this for?
I think I read this same feature on Wogan, I'm not sure. Seriously, Karl, I'm intrigued to know, how much would you have to be
just
paid
kiss
to
it.
kiss Ricky's nipple?
Not suck it or lick it or anything like that. Just, like that, just on the nipple.
£5 grand.
£5 to kiss my nipple? Well, if you do it for 5, you do it for 1. £1,000 cash to kiss my nipple.
I'm not doing it.
You're joking? £1,000 to kiss my nipple?
No, don't do it.
Come on, it's the last show.
No, I'm not doing it.
Don't do
2,000.
it, Karl. Don't do it.
If you had the money there, and like, if you had it there now, I might do it.
For what?
I'm not doing it.
500 quid.
No, stop taking it down.
What's happening to...
£2 grand.
£2 grand? So you've gone down from 5 to 2 straight away. Look.
Steve.
No
What's
worries.
going on?
I
Karl.
seriously think I'd like to see you kiss his nipple
Well, I'm
for
not, it's not going to
£2,000.
happen, is it? So,
If Steve wants it and I want it, that's
not
2 to
gonna
1.
happen. It's not going to
I
happen.
thought it was a democracy, this show.
You're not educating Ricky or what?
Email in if you'd
Yes,
like to see, or rather hear, Karl
bother.
kiss Ricky's nipple for
Don't bother, because it's
£2,000.
not going to happen.
I'm sure there's going to go a whole bunch of emails
Right.
saying,
It's not
yeah.
like he's Jono's nipple.
No.
It's next. Okay.
Would you
Well,
kiss this for,
right,
25
okay,
quid.
wrong. But now, what are you doing? What are you doing, educating Ricky?
Do you want to set that
Why
up?
were you looking, by the way? Why were you looking at that? You didn't have to look at that.
we doing?
Go on.
Right, this is when I teach Ricky stuff. Just give him some headlines to sort of tease him into what's gone on this week that you might want to know about.
Yeah, go on.
Is that important?
Yeah.
Right, you got that?
Okay,
Well, that was something to do with
honestly.
ants. So,
Where there's a way, where there's a will, there's a way.
okay, that we can talk about sucking mints.
Yeah.
Hook, line, and good thinkers.
Okay.
So which of those are you choosing?
I'll have the, is that important?
I
What,
would
you
go
want,
for
you want to do it now?
Werther's.
I was just gonna leave it.
Yeah,
no,
go
let's
on,
do one.
let's do one now, yeah, come on. It's
Alright.
Christmas Eve, open one, come on.
You know I don't like anteaters.
Why?
Okay, so I should just point out to people that as far as Karl is convinced, the stories that he's about to relate are absolutely 100% true.
Yeah.
You be the judge of whether
He's
you
seen
think
them on the
that's
internet, of course they're true, go on.
Anteaters, yeah.
Why don't you like them?
I've told you before, I just don't sort of...
They
It annoys me that an animal's named after what it eats. You don't need them.
but it didn't choose it, did it?
Yeah, but if there's nothing else that it can be called, it's like, oh, what's it do? I don't know. What's it eating? It's eating ants, right, let's call it an anteater. It's not good enough.
But why are you annoyed at it, though,
genius.
for someone else calling it being lazy?
It obviously doesn't do anything else. Do you know what I mean?
But what do you want to be called? The Chartered Surveyor?
Whatever, just a proper name.
What's the proper name?
Well, I'm just saying,
But tell me an animal that's a proper name to you.
beaver is pretty good.
Why is that a proper name?
It doesn't matter anyway, I don't understand what they're
Alright,
about. right?
you and anteaters have got issues.
Okay, sometimes I genuinely don't understand what his thought processes are. Go on, right, okay, you don't like anteaters because they just eat ants and that's what they're named after, go on.
Alright. Do you know that an anteater
Yeah.
can stick its tongue in and out 160 times in a minute?
Damn.
No, didn't know that.
Right?
Okay.
That's rubbish.
That's educating Ricky.
No, but you think that's good?
One
No,
line.
is that the one?
What do you mean? So I call Norris McWhirter? What do you mean, do I think that's good? What, compared to what?
You see, I read it and thought, so what? So it's interesting.
Well, we think so what as well.
So you still put it down as something interesting to tell me?
No, but it's the fact that that is meant to be amazing. I did
Who's claiming it's
148.
amazing?
I did 148 last night in a minute. Right?
Oh, well, hold on. There's my nipple. How many could you do if it meant you had to touch my nipple at the end? £2,000.
He's just playing it. I think Karl just played the music. Oh god. So he's not gonna read it, is he?
Baby Bear, XFM 104.9. We do talk twaddle.
Oh, God.
I mean, I don't know why we haven't got we haven't got any complaints, have we?
No
We've
listeners.
had one.
No one listening.
No, it must be that, because Kilroy, he's probably got a big show, and it's all over the place,
Yeah.
but, you know, mind you, you know, I'd be annoyed if he'd have said that about me.
Yeah.
But he's got to be careful who he annoys, because he will end up having to move in with Salman Rushdie. Do you know what I mean?
Is Salman, is he still on the run?
No, he's out.
They forgive him,
I've
do they?
seen him twice. I think he's out all the time now. I bet his flat's a pigsty.
Sure.
It was not neat when he was living with 400 CIA people and a couple of...
You
policemen.
remember he went into hiding, I think it was mid-80s, I can't remember exactly.
Yeah, that's all right.
He went into hiding, he was in there, he was hiding, basically, surrounded by security guards, confined to his flat, for about 10 years or something.
I'd have thought so, yeah.
Have you ever seen a picture of his missus?
Yeah, are you annoyed?
Well, I mean, man alive, she's like I think she's like a former Miss India or something. Stunning.
Yeah.
Have you seen a picture of him? I mean, he might be a great man and a talented writer and an intellectual fella, but, Jesus.
And rich.
Do something with the beard.
That helps.
Well, yeah, but he's busy, isn't he?
What?
He's busy writing
How
stuff.
did he pull her? When he was just basically in there? In his flat?
I don't know. Internet.
Possibly.
Just got to know him, and then she kept saying, send a picture. He goes, no, I'm not sending a picture, come round.
Yeah. Read some of my books, they're brilliant.
They're brilliant. She goes, well, yeah, now I'm in love with you. Let's have a
Yeah.
look. Alright, well, I'm in love with you now, so...
Yeah. You know, he's going, got my own place.
place, yeah. I've got a few staff.
Yeah,
There's a few other
exactly.
people hanging around.
Exactly.
Don't worry about
You
it.
know, I'm in a lot.
I'll tell you something else that'll annoy you.
Yeah.
Stephen Hawking, not only married, but dumped her for his, nurse.
Extraordinary, isn't it?
So he's pulling birds left, right and centre.
Well, you know, it's true that I, you know,
He was a genius.
I mean, not so much now, but years ago I was not the ladies' man.
But you are now.
really.
You weren't sort of suave and sophisticated. You weren't.
Exactly.
You weren't the James Bond type that you've.
I wasn't the James Bond of TV comedy.
Because I remember Karl when you first met him about 3 years ago. What did you think?
Oh, no.
I love it.
And that's coming from him.
I know. Yeah.
But I'll tell you what used to really annoy me. Talking of, do you remember there was that story? I think it was a world record-breaking attempt. There was a bloke. I think it was up in a car park, in a pub car park, in sort of Leeds or something.
No, Mansfield. It was a car park in Mansfield, and he broke the record for being buried alive.
Being buried alive.
Holy
I mean,
shit.
and he was literally in a casket, like, not David Blaine, out in the lovely sunshine with loads of Jonathan Ross waving to you.
Yeah.
No, none of that. Paul McCartney calling you
stuff.
you know what I mean? He was buried alive, in the dark, with just a tube for communication.
I think he was buried
down.
he's buried about 10 feet underground. There's a tube which people would communicate and send
and
stuff
put
down.
water down and
I remember reading the story. I was interested in it. I remember reading it, and there was one element of the story.
You would think it was a cheap holiday.
Well,
you're not going to pay those prices. 400 quid, home seasons, you're having a laugh. That's nothing. Mansfield car park.
And there was an element. It said in the news report. It said that while he was down in the ground, he began and ended a relationship with a woman. While he was down there, some fan who was a fan of what he was doing, he started communicating with her through the tube. They began, I don't know the ins and outs of it, but they began a relationship and it ended.
Yeah.
And I have to say, I remember thinking, you know, when you read that there's a man.
How did it end?
Well,
why did you go that this isn't working? That's twice you've stood me up.
Yeah.
Well, I can't get out, can I?
I remember thinking at the time, you know, as I say, I was not the sort of the ladies' man that I am now. I remember at the time reading it and thinking, there's a bloke, you know, he's pulling women 10 feet underground through a tube.
Through a tube. I'm out and about with some of the most expensive hair products on the market.
I've got to sit down and ask myself some very serious questions.
Oh dear.
Extraordinary. I don't know if he did the world record attempt. I don't know if he broke it. I don't know how that happened, but good luck to him.
What do you mean a hole though? Like what? A proper thing, or is he moving about? How big is it?
No, it was just I think it was just buried alive in a casket. I don't know, just down there, probably down on his back maybe, just waiting for little bits of water.
But could he get out if he wanted to?
Well, yeah, he could say, "Can you get me out?" He couldn't just leave and then come back. There was people.
So someone's there then?
No, they buried him and were saying, "Wow, we better go back in a couple of weeks, see how he's doing." What do you mean, someone's there? Of course, there's someone there. Norris McWhirter for one, I'd imagine, going 3 days, just a few more to go.
And why
is it Norris or who's alive, Ross or Norris?
I think it's Norris.
Right,
you're thinking of, What's that?
It annoys me a bit, all this sort of, you know, getting in a hole and in a box and all that, and people going, oh, that's good. I mean, if he was doing something when he was down there, making something or whatever, you'd go, that's quite clever, but I don't understand all the fuss about, I don't know, people are just making a fuss about things that aren't that clever these days. It's just, you know what I mean?
I don't reckon he beat Anne Frank's record.
No, I think she's got the record.
I know, yeah, she did something, she wrote a book. So you must think that she's pretty good then.
Yeah, but at least she did something.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
You don't
that's
even
what I'm
know
saying.
she did.
That's what I mean. There's some fuss, about a woman who's going up Everest on a bike, right?
Yeah,
Someone's walked it. That's harder.
No, not if you're going up.
No, it's not.
Of course it is.
Of course it's not.
No, you're going up.
Of course it is.
Not
Walking's
uphill.
better than...
Yes.
Riding about on a bike's better than walking everywhere.
Even not uphill.
Up you.
Well...
Get it.
No? Don't agree with me. Why do people get off their bike and walk it up a hill?
You don't always, I see people...
No, but why do they? When people are going up a hill on a bike, but they get off and push the bike...
Just saying.
No, why is that?
Doesn't matter.
Do you think it's because it's harder? They go, I'll tell you what, this would be a lot easier on the bike, but I'll tell you what, I want a bit of a challenge. I'll get off and walk up this hill. You dopey.
Go along then. Clap for them.
He's
You know
gonna
what I mean?
say
When
it.
someone's doing a London Marathon in a car, you can go and clap them, because that's just the same as far as I'm concerned. It's not hard.
Play a record.
Not the same.
Imbecile.
Stupid song. Okay. It's an old stupid song.
So Alive, Ryan Adams on XFM, 104.9, Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, Karl Pilkington, for the last time.
Well, you might do some other stuff later.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Music
yeah,
stuff.
for a little while at least.
Well, we won't be around for, foreseeable future. Better things to do, bigger fish to
Well,
fry.
you got your music show that you'll do, that should be good.
Yeah. And if the other radio stations are more interested.
I think we've just got enough energy left for the last 35 minutes.
Yeah.
We've given them a lot, Steve.
We've given them a lot.
We've come in here week in, week out, every Saturday. Never late.
We've always given them, 30%. Really 30% of energy.
Yeah. How did that start? People going, you've got to give 110%.
Yeah.
It's just my heart sinks and I go, 100%. I say, you've got to give 110%. I can't. I'll give, I'll tell you what, I probably won't even give 100 because you never know, but I'll give as close to 100 as I can stand.
Yeah.
And that's all I'm saying that to a drill sergeant.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to give nearly 100. And that's, that's more than most, I think you'll find.
Maybe if you appear on Celebrity Fact Club.
Well, I don't think I need to, do I?
Well.
Carl, do you think I need to go on that?
When you had your nipple out.
It was pointing downwards, was it?
A little bit.
Even though it was erect, it was pointing toward my knees.
Can I just point out that we've had more requests for Karl to kiss your nipple than we have answers to Rockbusters.
Ain't gonna happen.
It's the last show, Karl. You've
Come
got to
on.
give the punters what they want.
In the webcam, and just a little peck
Ooh,
on the nip. A little
Karl,
peck.
that is just out of order. The show must go on. You've got to give people what they want.
I'm not doing it.
Why? Why not?
What's wrong with it?
Lips on nipple. What's up with lips on nipple?
You hear about stuff like this, and then I might enjoy it, and then next thing it's like, Suzanne, can you leave? Because, do you know what I mean? I like fellas. So that happens, and that's how it happens.
That's like an episode of Kilroy. Oh God.
That's his feeling.
I'll tell you this.
That's his feeling.
Pilkington, are you thinking?
I'm thinking exactly the same as you. I think I was reading the paper today. The show's been axed.
It's axed.
But they're keeping the show on at the same time. It's going to have a different name, different host. Hello.
Pilkington.
Come on.
Hello, welcome to Pilkington. Oh, Karl, what would you do? If we give you a subject, will you just run through what you might say about it, or what questions you asked?
Well, what sort of stuff?
Okay, sort of like, Steve's 15, I'm 15, and my dad wants to have a sex change. So I'll play the dad, right? I'm Jeff. I'm Jeff from Luton. I'm a 54-year-old plumber. And I've decided, and this is my son,
Paul.
Paul. Paul, you sure to be Paul?
Yeah, I've got it to be Paul.
Okay.
Yeah.
So ask me some questions.
So what's going on?
Well, I'm not happy with this body. I've always felt that I was a woman trapped in a man's body.
Have you?
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, and I just feel, I think I'd be happier as a woman, and it's for him to accept it really, because I'd have accepted anything that he wanted to do, or and it doesn't change
I'm not
anything.
a tranny.
No, I know, but I mean, it won't change anything. I still love you, and I'll still be your father.
I can't believe I agreed to come on national TV. I'm going to get taken out of me at school.
Really?
Man alive.
Well, but you got to go through lots of stuff. But I mean, don't think of me any different.
What does Mum think of all this?
Well, Mum doesn't. She doesn't want it really. But I mean, I'm not going to throw away the knob and bollocks. I'm going to keep that for her in case she ever wants to use that. But I just don't want them attached to me. I'm going to have them off. I'm going to have some lovely pair of tits put on, and a nice little minge down there. But it doesn't. But I'm not bent. I still fancy my wife and that, and
Okay. Well, thanks for coming in today.
Yeah, brilliant.
That's your audition for Pilkington.
Well, what can I say? I'm not a doctor, right?
But what would you want? Come on, ask me questions about what?
Discussion. I'm upset with my dad because he wants to become a woman.
But we'll say stuff like, well, dear, but you've had a son and he's going through an awful. Should you think of him? Shouldn't you put his feelings?
Should you think of your son before you go doing that?
Yeah, but if I'm not happy with who I am, how can I live a lie? I'd go through my whole life living a lie just because he might go through a little bit of embarrassment. He's old enough to realise now that I love him, and I just need to have some tits and a minge on me.
Well, thanks for coming in.
Oh, Christ Almighty!
Well, what
Play a record!
I'm not sure you
Rockbusters answers. Let's do Rockbusters answers.
Rubbish.
I don't want the gig anyway.
He doesn't want to be
They were seriously considering him.
Thanks for coming in! Brilliant! Go on.
Did I tell you my dad's always been asked to go on that? He's
Why?
always been asked to go on.
Is he a woman trapped in a man's body?
No, they want to talk about you. So it's
right.
disappointing. Go on.
Anyway, Rockbusters, right? Right, first clue was, Jamaican fella wrote a review for Phoenix Nights.
Yeah.
That was the cryptic clue. The initials were DC.
Yeah.
What is it?
Come on, no, you tell me.
It's Define Comedy. Alright?
Define comedy.
It's a divine comedy.
Divine comedy.
Alright?
What is that?
That's
Well,
what
just
you
Do
make
the
it.
accent again. Do the accent again.
Oh, it's just divine comedy.
Why are you talking?
That's
Do it again, do the accent
no, I'm
again.
not doing it again. You've got the answer. It doesn't matter. Let's move on. Right? Second one.
Christ,
Should all
the
vote
bird.
for Paul Daniels, David Blaine, Copperfield, Great Soprendo, Tommy Cooper, and Darren Brown. Why is that? ES were the initials.
Go on.
Elec Trick 6. Right?
What?
Elec Trick 6. It works, so don't say it like that.
I don't know what it means.
Right, well, there's 6 people there who do tricks and that. Right,
Oh,
I'm
they
saying we
mean
should vote for them,
magicians.
so you elect them.
Yeah, but he said elect.
Yeah,
Electric.
Electric 6.
No,
It
elect
works,
though.
it
Elect.
works.
No, elect's not a word, is it?
And the last
What
one.
do you mean trick 6?
I don't think
What?
elect's a word. Elect.
Steve,
You don't mean Alec, do you? It's not Alec
Steve.
Park. You're not trying to do Alec Park. The one.
third one. Steve, what did your dad do?
I don't know.
That was E. Could work for anyone. It didn't have to be Steve, right? That was erasure, right? Erasure. You brought your-
Erasure. No, it doesn't work either. It doesn't
Erasure.
work
No, it does
either.
work.
No, it doesn't
Erasure.
work. Doesn't work.
Who's the winner?
None of them work. None of them work.
None of them work.
Another pile of crap from the mind of little stupid
Go on,
Oh,
Steve.
right.
I'll give the prizes to...
dopey little.
I'm going to give the prizes to Martin Williams from
Oh.
Flintshire. I don't know where Flintshire is. He says that he's promised to listen to the Lord of the Rings. By listen, he means sell them on eBay.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Thanks
God.
for coming in.
Stupid. The end of Rockbusters from
Thanks
the
for coming
stupid
in.
little
Like it.
shitty brain. I'm going to say it of Pilkington.
Electric 6.
Possibly my favourite song of all time, after the Gold Rush by Neil Young, and that's for Karl's lookalike Boyd, who's actually on Justin Collins' show after us, about 5.
He's not really a lookalike.
He is. Yeah.
He's got a bald head.
So that's it.
We look like Gandhi.
Good point. You know.
When he's in the toga, he does a little bit.
I don't think Andy wore a toga.
No. So what are you?
What did he do?
Oh, dear.
Oh no.
We just sat around, to be honest, Carl.
Didn't want to get involved.
Didn't do much.
Just said, don't have a go. Just be careful.
Yeah.
Don't go mental. Don't start fighting. Let's all calm down a little bit. He's the one in the pub that goes, okay, stop this. Stop mucking around.
We were educating Ricky earlier, Carl. I wonder if we should resume that, as the clock is ticking
Ooh,
away.
yes, please.
Alright, you've got 2 bits of info that you could be leaving the building with today, right? You've got where there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah, I have that one.
It's gonna be good. Where there's...
They've brought out this drug or sort of tablet or something.
Yeah, he's looked into it then, yeah, go on.
Carefully researched.
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah.
Which means like an 8-year-old woman can have a kid. What do you think of that?
Okay.
No, it doesn't.
What are you
No, it
talking
does.
about?
You can inject a woman
It's a
with something,
tablet.
80-year-old, and it means, you know, she's got more time on her hands now and that. It's better to have a kid. She can have a kid later on in life.
I just realised, where there's a will.
Yeah,
Very
where
good.
there's old people.
Very good.
Right, well, let's just move on from that, because he's clearly drivel.
No, it's
It's-
not.
I think it's a bad idea. Of course it's a bad idea.
Right then.
I'll even give you that it's true and possible and might
No,
even...
it is true and possible.
Okay,
It's been,
well-
you know, it's not even recent. It's like a few weeks old.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it's terrible. No, you shouldn't do it, yeah.
Alright, what's the final educating Ricky? So far, I'm not impressed.
Yeah.
Get her a cat.
Yeah, but
Get her
the
a
titles are
Piccadilly's.
better than
Don't,
the story.
don't let her have a child.
Yeah, but it's meant to get you thinking, like you're saying, well, she shouldn't have a kid. Or
By the time he's 5, she'll try and pick it up and her arms will break.
whose arms?
Just
Moving on, what's the next
move
one?
on, just move
Will
on.
she get a breastfeed?
Yeah. And she'll be able to do it standing up while he was on the floor.
Talking to Nick.
Hey, come on.
There's a lovely
Look,
juicy pair over there.
Okay, I think this is the last show. People should actually phone in and speak to Karl and try and convince
forget
him.
that.
Yeah, what's the number, Steve?
Oh,
I
forget
don't know.
that. We
What's
haven't
the
got
number?
time.
Yeah, I hate to answer it. We'll do it during the
Leave it,
record.
leave it.
Phone in if you want to speak to Karl if you have a number. Call in, try and convince Karl of his little nipple.
Don't want to.
Yeah.
Right, what we're doing? Are we
What's the last educating Ricky? Come on.
What, you
hook,
forgot?
line, and good thinkers?
Okay.
Brilliant. Okay,
Yeah,
go on.
sounds good. Go on, what is it?
They've found a lot of fish with 2 heads. What do you think of that?
Well,
the whole
what do you mean
thing.
they found a lot of fish with
That's
2
the
heads? Who
whole
else?
story.
They've been messing about, basically, these scientists and stuff, and they've said, look at this we can do. And they're making loads of fish with 2 heads. Actually, they can do it now, and they're saying, that's good, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Alright, play record then.
Yeah, but what do you think?
I think if they can do that to fish, they should try and do it to you, and then at least you'll have two brains to work with.
Yeah.
And we might...
Arguing, I'd love you arguing with yourself. And you end up just, you're walking on the street, but you're just headbutting each other. Just cracking heads in
Imagine
the
the
middle.
squeezing fun you'd have for it.
I wouldn't know what to do. I'd bang them together. It'd be like one of those kanakas you used to have at the playground on the string. I'd just whack them together. I hit your head on the window, didn't I, to see what the noise meant today, didn't I?
Yeah. Just if I had two heads, right?
Oh my god.
Would I be able to sort of do shifts? Do you know what I mean?
But it's just
say if this is a start or something, they're trying it out with fish and that with two heads.
You'd be two different people. You can't think like you're one. It doesn't make sense. If you had two heads, you'd have two brains. You'd have, you know.
Well, that's all right. But say if we did the same job, well, we'd be doing the same job.
Yeah, you could.
So you could say, right, you work through the night.
You'd both take it in turns to do your job badly and moan about it. Yes, it'd be fine.
He's giving it some serious thought.
I know, yeah. And so's his other head.
Yeah.
But also, they're saying there's like a fish shortage, and I was wondering whether they're doing like they're trying to make that better. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah,
they do like
as the head is the bit you throw away, it'd be perfect.
No, but when they do a head count like they do, that's what they do. They do like
they count fish. They get fish. But okay, just end the line. 1, 2. I think you'll find we're one, sir. Don't answer back.
Rick, I should just point out that I feel...
Don't answer back!
Come on, I think Karl has offered nothing there. I think those educating Rickies were appalling. And the only thing that would redeem the show is if he kissed the nipples.
If he kissed the nipples! Phone in, I want to speak to Karl. If you know the number, call in and try and persuade Karl while this record's on. Well, answer the phone, Phone to still go mad. Answer one. Just put someone out. Kings of Leon, California waiting. He was rude. He's so rude to people. They phone up and they say, "Oh, kiss his nipple." And he goes, "Yeah, all right." And he hangs up on them. Answer the phone. Put them on air. Answer the phone and be nice to whoever it is. Be nice to them at least.
Putting people on the air.
Hello.
Karl.
Yeah. Speak to Karl.
What? Why don't you speak about that human monkey that was on the other day?
Old news, man. How long have you been listening?
Can we forget the monkeys? What do you think of his nipples?
All right, then just kiss his nipple then for.
I'm not going to kiss his nipple.
I'd do it for 500 quid easy.
Would you?
Yeah.
Well, why? Why do you want me to do it anyway? What are you getting out of that?
Oh, come on, mate. 500 quid. Worth it.
Yeah, but...
It's Karl's
You'll probably get more out of it if you want.
It's not about the money.
But think of Suzanne. Suzanne, you'd come on 500 quid and go, there you go. Just kissed his nipple, 250 quid each.
She gives me more. No, I'm not. It's not happening. Right, it's not happening.
Did you just cut him off then?
Well, there's another fella there.
Who's that?
My name's Linda.
Right. All right, Linda, you all right?
What would make your day, Linda?
If Karl actually gave it a lick, not just a kiss.
You're on XFM 104.9, pictures of you, and it's Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, Karl Pilkington hosting the final show. Exciting.
Which means the last film quiz. Karl puts himself in a film.
Oh, Karl in a movie.
Claire's on next week, by the way, and then Adam and Joe.
Then Adam and Joe, brilliant.
Adam and Joe coming back. So that's
Excellent.
They're excellent.
Right.
Matt Lucas said he'd do a show. Give him a call, and maybe him and Dave Williams.
Yeah.
Big things with this, huh?
Might do that.
Yeah, very good, wasn't it?
Yeah, it'd be alright, yeah. Right, the film thing. This is when we get like a film, and I'm in it, right? So I'm doing, we talked, you know, a bit about gay fellas and that today.
Yeah.
So we're doing, When Harry Met Barry.
Okay.
Right.
It's not even a movie.
Listen to this.
Come on, man.
And then
You can't change it like
there'll be
that.
a question at the end, and you can win some more stuff. We've got DVDs. and
More
that.
shite.
Some more good CDs and DVDs and that.
Alright, let's hear it.
So, When Harry Met Barry.
When Harry Met Barry, okay.
We've got 18 hours to kill before we hit New York.
I know, yeah. Brought a few books just to kill a bit of time on the journey.
Karl's Barry.
When I buy a new book, I always read the last page first. That way, in case I die before I finish, I know how it ends.
I read a book like that once. Not on purpose though, it's just that all the chapters have been put in the wrong order, so a bit annoying. Got to chapter 1 before I realised.
Are you finished now?
Yeah, I bought another copy of it and read it in Lanzarote. It's alright. Good read. Listen, we're only staying in New York for a couple of days, aren't we? Because the place does me head in a bit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it stinks, doesn't it? It's a really dirty city. It's noisy. It's funny, the people who live there call it the city that never sleeps. I'm not surprised with all the noise.
I couldn't agree more.
Listen, I know you're gay in that, right? What is the attraction with New York for you lot? What? Because it is like the gay capital, isn't it? They all love it. Even that Rod Stewart song, you know, that Killing a Georgie, that was set in New York, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, well, that song was about a gay fellow, wasn't it, who moved to New York and ended up getting beaten up. Not a great advert for the place. You keep going there. Weird. Actually, I know why you like it. It's because it's a city that never sleeps, isn't it? You lot like going out late. You sort of run your life at a different timetable to everyone else.
Are you finished now?
No, I'm not being funny. I'm just saying. Just don't think you should live your life like that.
Why not?
Don't start getting angry.
I think I'm entitled to throw a little anger your way. Especially when I'm being told how to live my life.
Yeah, you're right. It is your life. And that's what I'm saying. Don't be dragging me into it.
What?
Well, you know I'm not gay, so why did you buy me a butt plug for my birthday? I'm not going to use it.
What do you want me to do about it? I take it back, okay? I take it back. Want to spend the night in a motel?
No.
Why not?
Because you're gay and I'm straight, that's why.
Why aren't you seeing anyone?
Well, I'm seeing Suzanne again. We only split up for a few weeks when she had that funny haircut that made her look like David out of Slade. It's grown again.
Weird, didn't she?
Well, but forget that. Anyway, don't want to share a bed with you again, not after last time.
Oh, jeez, what are we supposed to do?
This isn't normal, mate. Pull over.
All right,
Forget it.
all right. Don't you...
I don't want to talk about
How
it.
was that
Pull
club?
over. Just pull over here.
Fine, but what's this?
There's nothing. I'll get a B&B. And by that, I mean bed and breakfast. McDonald's, as you call it.
Get one thing straight.
Not interested. See ya.
Oh dear.
Excellent.
Oh, little Karl Pilkington.
Harriet Barry, it's a classic film.
What's the what?
That's not good for the nipple
What
thing, by the way.
songs are talking about that, you know?
Yeah, we
Like New
know. What
York
song
and
was it?
stuff.
Yeah, what song? Yeah, okay.
Artists will
Keep
do.
pressing for
Oh,
the
the
nipple
song
thing.
title, whatever.
Yeah, okay.
Email only rickygervais at xfm.co.uk. We can squeeze in a tune, and then I hope...
Oh, Monkey
final
News.
Monkey News.
Oh,
Oh, what tune have we got? How long is it?
3 minutes. It's a nice one, though.
Brilliant, brilliant.
Bit of Amy Man.
Fantastic. Red Lions, Amy Mann. We'll be playing some of our favourite tunes, and after Monkey News, Destiny Collins, we're going to leave you with one of our mutual favourite tracks of all time.
We won't say what it is yet.
We won't say what it is. It's a little surprise. Then Destiny Collins is in with little
David
Boyd
Bowie?
Hilton, Carl's twin brother.
Both like David
The
Bowie.
answer to Karl's quiz question. Karl, what was the question?
It was, what was the song that I was talking about in that,
Harry Met Barry.
yeah.
With Billy Crystal, The King of Georgie.
Yeah,
Of course,
Rod
the song by
Stewart,
Rod
good
Stewart,
song.
and Stephen Farron from Essex wins another
DVDs and stuff.
Tat.
Alright.
Alright, well, this is the final one. Play the jingle.
Oh, chimpanzee, that Monkey News, you
Right, well, this Monkey News story, right, it's about, this fella, a couple of fellas in Texas,
Yeah.
sort of running a farm.
Yeah.
Right.
Just 'cause they're definitely fellas. Well, I'll talk
Yeah,
about it.
Can we
the
just
fellas just
let-
Okay, they are human beings. These two are human beings.
Time's against us.
they're
Rick.
running this farm and that, and anyway, so they're outside getting the cattle, and he turns round, right?
It's just that cow's...
Couple of monkeys walking about, so he knows what's going on, right? So anyway, so it's in Texas. They don't know what to do with the monkeys. There isn't a zoo. It's fairly barren there, isn't it? You know what I mean? Not much going about.
Yeah.
So the other fella who runs the farm with him said, "Look, we need a bit of an hand." Right? So said, "Let's teach them some stuff." And the monkeys were happy with that because they were lost anyway, right? So they had
They had nothing to do. They were bumming around. They were looking for work.
They'd hired a motorhome. They'd hire their way.
Maybe it's like the Hulk. They were like Bruce Banner wandering around going, I need some work. You won't get angry, will you?
So anyway, right? So they taught these monkeys how to ride a horse, right? So they've both got a.
Sorry, you're sure Charlton Heston's not going to pop up? You're sure you weren't watching a video last night and thought it was a documentary?
They've both got a horse each, right? They've been given like a little lasso and all that business.
Oh,
Yeah.
don't talk
Right.
shit, Karl.
So, anyway, it's going well, and it carried on for about 2 years, this, right?
course
It's
it did.
like, you know, rounding up the cattle every night and all that.
yeah.
So, the two fellas are chatting, going, "It's worked out well, hasn't it?"
Right, if there's a hostile takeover and they sort of like buy up 51% of the shares or
So
something.
it says, for this to continue, the monkeys are getting old a bit now. We need a little woman monkey in here to sort of get some kids going for like the future farm people.
Forward
right?
planning, yeah.
So they get a little woman monkey.
They decided to only hire monkeys from out then.
Why not? It's working. Why mess with something when it's not broke? Right? So they get the little woman monkey in. They have kids and all that business, right? But the problem was, right, when they first got the woman monkey in, it was like, well, which one's going to have the woman? Right? So they started sort of fighting a bit and what have you. But because they'd seen the owners of the farm with like
Don't
guns
tell
and
me the
stuff,
baby monkeys didn't want to go into the family business, went off to be a lawyer.
they had a bit of a shoot-off.
Shut up!
They got two monkeys, right? And
Don't stop!
because they'd seen the owners with guns and what have you.
No, that sounds...
So they had a bit of a shoot-off.
Yeah.
That's how they sorted it out.
And who won?
I think it was George. The one called George.
Right.
So I think they had 17 kids. The farm's still running.
Curious George.
So that's like the last little monkey news there. Good little
Rick, does
happy
it
ending to that one.
count if you were to rub your nipple against his lips while I held him down?
Right, come off it now. Come on. No, I'm not doing
Bruce Springsteen, Thunder Road, last track on XFM's Ricky and Steve. You can check this all out on the webcam.
I've got fingers.
Get his arm out of the way. Get the arm out of the way.
This happened on Scum.
Oh God. Oh fuck. Oh God. Oh my God, is that just me or was that the best Karl in a movie yet? That was amazing. Oh God. That was going out on a high. That was a proper ending to the. I should check if there's that webcam footage on YouTube. Is there? I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure. I want to see that, to be honest. You know, but for the sake of the channel, I may do it. You know, for research purposes. That's why. Okay, so as usual, lots of rubbish was talked about. Okay, let me just comb through the piles of rubbish. Okay, right. Okay, Karl was talking about the. They were talking about diary in the beginning, and he was saying something about everybody has like an iPod. They don't need the diary. I don't know how he made that connection in his mind. I don't know how the two are even related, but actually, we kind of still do have diaries. There are just public diaries now. They're called Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and crap like that. You know, those are technically they are diaries. You are writing your entry about your life every day, about your thoughts, about blah blah blah. The only difference is you're sharing it. That was the key difference between the old timey diary and diary, yeah, and the whatever, yeah, the social media type of diary. So I was surprised he didn't even at least. Well, okay, fair enough. I mean, this was before the social media. Okay. You know, I'm starting to. I think Karl's starting to affect me a little bit because I should have made that. I should have calculated that in my mind. It's like, of course not. He wouldn't be thinking of that because it's like 2004, so way too early. I think Facebook came along maybe 2005, 2006. I think, if I'm not mistaken, and even then, it's like it took many years to get us used to the idea to share every thought in our head. Anyway, okay, you know what? There's a love-hate relationship with Rockbusters because you want Rockbusters. Deep down inside you want Rockbusters. You want more Rockbusters. But when he comes up with these, you're like I don't know. It's like there's something we expected better. Like, even though he usually comes up with crap, we expected better crap. I don't know. I think it's the surprise factor. If it's so shockingly bad that you laugh, then it works. If it's like, well, this is bad, but it's not even like funny bad, it's just bad, then you don't want it anymore. Educating Ricky. Is it just me or did he get? I swear to God, he's making them shorter. They are shorter now. It's like one line. Educating Ricky, here's one line. I've educated Ricky, there you go. One line, you said, nothing. You know, it would have been better if he did the bong headlines, the bong news. I don't know what's the official title for that segment. Bong news, I guess. Knob news, monkey news, you know. Bong news, makes sense. Okay, so I don't know why. Oh my God! I mean, Ricky was just obsessed with getting Karl to do certain unseemly things to his body. I don't know how. What is this fixation? What does it mean? Look, I don't want to even. It's too much. I mean, they come back from the ad break or the music, and they're like, "What's that?" Well, that's your nipple. What am I doing to it? You're messing with it. This is on the radio. Oh God! I swear, if it was back then, and I'm just flipping through the dial on like the radio, or you know, and I came across this, and all I heard was this line, I would sit down and I would finish listening. Impossible. There's no way. Somebody just comes in and listens, and that's the first thing they hear is like, okay, like play with my nipple, and you know, like no, you would listen to the end. God. I'm torn about finding that clip, to be honest. I don't know if I should. Should I? I hope it's not there. For Karl's sake, I hope it's been erased from the internet. I'm not sure he would want to. He would want that abuse, you know, committed to. Yeah. Okay. Okay, we're done. This was the last one of series 3. There's still series 4. I think it's only a few episodes, like 6 episodes. So we do them. All in total, I think the XFM episodes, it's gotta be something like 90, or I'm not even sure it reaches 90, to be honest. I'm not sure, but it's, you know, it's quite it's a treasure, to be honest. I mean, I wish more people would discover these. They're just there. Amazing. They're just there. So much Karl content. Oh my God. I mean, comparing this with the animated version. The animated version is like it's really funny, of course, but it's more like a greatest hits. It's like a compilation album. You know, the animated version. This is like. It's like the whole thing. This is like discography, you know. Anyway, we'll see what happens with the next and final season. For now.